everyone, the future's now. My name's Anita, and Ed has given me the floor today to talk about the hot topic of the weekend, the Cybertruck, which will be my truck. I've always wanted a truck, and I've never had one that has given me the opportunity to meet the expectations that this truck is going to allow me to have. Let me go ahead and explain some pros and cons in regards to the truck, and maybe it'll inspire you to see that the truck will be very useful for everyone and save the planet, which is the important part, right? So the first topic that a lot of people are concerned with is the design and the look. Well, the design and the look, it is very angular. It's very similar to the stealth fighter airplane, and you know, you can see where it definitely is going to have the air just flow through it versus having a lot of rounder body shape. So that's a very interesting and unique design feature. The other design feature is that, let me click back on here and see. So everybody also is mentioning the fact that it does not have the logo on the actual vehicle. Well, to my eyes, I actually see the logo. If you look, it has the T shape. So that in itself is the logo. So I don't know if Elon was thinking that way, but putting myself in his shoes, would probably do something goofy just like that. Another cool feature is that it does have on the doors no handles, so it actually will be those pop-out handle doors that come out, and then you're able to open the vehicle. A couple other things that you can't really, and you know, that are on your typical truck. This actually does not have the mirrors on the side, because they're going to be little digital mirrors that you'll have on the side. Another feature that I also enjoyed is in the back bed, you're going to have a rolling back bed that protects all your tools and all your stuff in the back of the bed, and also avoids for people to steal anything that you have in the back bed. The fact that this vehicle also offers the hydraulics that go up and down. For me personally, this was one of the features that I always loved about trucks. However, I always felt like, oh my God, I'm never going to be able to go into a truck because it's so high. Well, the fact that it actually lowers and can allow for you to get in, and then it'll go up with a feature on the screen. The screen is actually 17 inches as well inside. Having the rolling cover does cover your back of your vehicle, so you can't see back. However, in the mirror, there's going to be a camera, the rear view camera. So it's something that's very futuristic, very new to the normal individual who learned how to drive stick back in the day. So for us, it's a learning curve. It definitely is something that we will have to totally adapt to and become open to the fact that a vehicle is giving you the eyes behind your back, which is something interesting. A couple of other things that I annotated on my Excel sheet are, give me 1 second here. It seems bulky looking on the side. On the sides, well, obviously, instead of being having the feature that you have the fiberglass and then the insulation and then the metal, they just basically eliminated that to allow more space internally for the vehicle and just bolted it all outside, which is very nice and tight and clean lined. So we're going into this new phase in society that is about clean lines and simplicity, and I believe that Elon really put the KISS method to use here. Keep it simple, stupid, you know, and they basically have done this with adding the features of the technology. Some other interesting things that we have is the turn radius seemed not so great. When I saw a couple of individuals that were doing the test driving, it seemed like it was a little bit angular like. So I think we would have to just see it in person to understand. Maybe it was just the people videotaping it that made it look a little weird, or maybe the tires, because they're so round and bulky, it just doesn't make it look like they're turning, but it's something that I'm sure that they're gonna work on. Are the seats adjustable, or is the whole bench? This is something that I dislike a lot in some vehicles, because when you have the one bench seating, which is very typical in trucks, you have to, like, let's suppose if you want to move forward, you have to move the whole bench forward or the whole bench back. So it looked like they were more individualized and in their buck seats like. So the design, it looks more comfortable, and everybody that did this, the test drive said how comfortable it was and how roomy it was. And once again, back to the fact that he did give that extra space with eliminating the gaps in the car doors. So that helps a lot. The speed, being a $39,000 car, giving it a 6.5 second to 60 miles per hour, that to me is phenomenal. How would you not like to have a truck that you could basically do, speeding trials with the next car? I wouldn't personally do that or recommend it, but it's just one of those things that you always see in movies, and you're like, now I have the car that will match it. So that's great. $39,000 for a vehicle in itself, being a truck, having all these features. I think that's what tipped me over. It wasn't so much the design. It wasn't so much the fact that I'm not nostalgic or branded for a truck. If not, it was checking off a lot of the features that I personally enjoy in a truck. Plus, put down the price tag, forget about it. It was the no-brainer. I told my husband, like, not even 5 seconds after the show stopped, I said, let's just go online and see what the features are and how much does it cost. And it was only $100 to put down. We were like, no-brainer. The steel durability, yeah. So I personally work in a federal government building, and we get bomb threats all the time. So I know that me and 5 other of my federal employees will be very protective if something were to happen and we hustle quickly to my car. It is super safe. I love the feature that that basically we won't have any more car accidents. I personally suffered a passenger T-boned accident, and a lot of my surgeries that I've had were encountered because of this T-bone accident that I had back in the day. Now, I look at my kids and I'm like, my kids will never suffer a car accident. And this to me is one of the best features, hands down, because it gives you the ability to know that your kids will be safe in the future. So once again, the future's now, and we as parents, and bringing up a new generation of thinking, letting them know that it can be safe in the roads. Seat 6 people, way more headroom than it looks. So when you saw the people trying out the cars, you could see that it was almost 1.5 feet worth of headroom to the top. And separately, it's six people. You could definitely take the whole family with you, and you don't have to be hustling and bustling and saying, well, whose car am I taking, or how many cars should we take, or he's in my elbow room, etc. So I'm really, really thrilled about this, because we are a very tight-knit family, and we can have everybody in the car, which is awesome. The 17-inch touchscreen, that to me was fantastic. I personally have a Surface, and having the Surface and being able to touch it makes my life a lot easier. So that's just going to be a smooth transition for me to have a touchscreen in my car. The widescreen display, which is always a great feature, because then that means I can have 2 things going at the same time. I can have like the radio station possibly, and the navigation, or whatever other features it allows. So they didn't quite mention this, but I'm assuming that it will fall into the robo-taxi So for the full self-driving, it did give you the option online to click on the self-driving. So I'm assuming that in the future, it will give you the robo-taxi. It does come with its price tag. It's about, I think, $5,000 extra, but it's totally worth it because once again, in a car like that, that's super safe, why not? Ramp to load, oh my God. This is my #1 feature that I was like, what? Finally, somebody thought of this. Okay, so really side note story, when you're moving into a new house and you have to rent the U-Haul and you know the little ramp that you have to go up and down, I'm like, why can't they attach that to a truck? Because the truck is so useful so many times. How many times do you have to like lug over you know, to bring it up to the actual vehicle? Or how about the dogs? So this will definitely allow for dogs to just climb right up and not have to be jumping or doing any, you know, extraneous workout for them to get in the back. So that was like, woohoo, finally somebody heard my prayers. And then once again, it's great for dogs. The other question was, will the back window go down or open somehow so that the AC can eventually go to the back, so that way you can carry your dogs in the back? So that was one of my questions that I'm, you know, wanting to get answered. The range, no brainer right there. I mean, we can literally go, you know, we're normally city folks, so we normally travel about 40 to 50 miles within, but definitely this will become our vacation car because it'll be a living mechanism for us to not have to rent a hotel. We just plug in and have the airbeds or something in the back, hopefully with the AC feature to allow for that to happen. Charging in back of the truck, oh my goodness, that was pretty unique because normally they have them either in the back in the day style of filling up your tank charging ways, but now this time they put it on the side of your the driver back tire so that you can easily charge. So that was pretty interesting. Definitely will use the camping feature. I don't know if you've gone on the website. If not, go and check it out. It's a fantastic feature. It's like a blow-up camper that comes up and you can put a bed in, and then it has like attachments that go along with the feature of the back of the truck that you can plug in and have electricity to fire up the grill or do any cooking or coffee or whatever, because the truck will allow for you to have that extra charging box. It also has within the bed, there's the flatbed area, there's like a closing box where you can put tools for fast access. I mean, it allows for the security as well of it, because when you have your toolbox, you want to make it, they're expensive tools, you know, it's something that you want to make sure nobody's going to steal, and having that feature was a great idea. ATV drove in and out. Oh, that was really interesting. I don't know if they're selling the ATVs or not, but that was pretty impressive that they could literally just go up the ramp and it just sat perfectly. I believe the bed is 6.5 feet wide, so it literally will fit a lot of material, so that's great. I'm a person that I'm always constantly moving furniture around, and that's one of my defaults. I love buying you know, garage sales and stuff like that, and I get these antiques, and sometimes I'm like, well, I can't fit this in my BMW i3 that I currently have, which is what I'm going to use to trade up, but so having that feature available will be fantastic, and my husband will not kill me, because then I can roll it down and hide the stuff until he's out the house. Shh, don't tell him that. Wheels are cool looking and high. They're pretty impressive. You definitely do not want to put your foot and have a tire roll over it. It definitely is very futuristic like looking, and when you visualize going to Mars, those are the tires that you visualize. Off-road clearance adjustable. This, I didn't quite understand. The guy explained that a little bit too fast when he was explaining it when people were test driving it. But basically, as I said, when you're getting into the vehicle, the car can go down and adjust down. And then while you're driving, let's suppose there's some speed bumps coming up or some potholes, well, the car will go up and adjust up. So that way it allows for the bounciness of the vehicle to be adjusted. There's a lighted truck bed. That is huge. How many times have you gone out to your trunk and you're like, where's my stuff? I can't see it. Well, this is definitely hands down an awesome feature that will allow for a lot of purpose, especially if we're also going to be doing the camping. That will allow for you to have the mood lighting as well. So that was something cool. Moons and Mars ready. Definitely, this was a prototype for the future. As I said, the future's now, and he is building for Mars. This vehicle will, I foresee it being the vehicle that I will use when we go to Mars, you know. Maybe not me, but maybe my grandkids. We'll see. If the ticket's right, let's say. Air compressor, that was an awesome feature. We normally have an air compressor, a small one, so that we can blow out leaves and stuff, and having it attached to the vehicle will be huge. Not only for the feature of, you know, blowing out the leaves, obviously, but let's suppose a coworker has a flat tire or something, you can easily pump them up and they don't have to run to the gas station or something. Frunk, I don't know what I was thinking when I wrote that. I don't know what that meant, but, oh, the lighting, that's what they call it. That's a new word for the front of the, okay, so I'm sorry, it's not the lighting, it's the trunk that falls on top of the lighting that actually is storage as well, and it's massive. So that's why they call it frunk. So, new words every day. As I said, it's the future is now. And we are innovating constantly, and if you like what you saw, and if you liked to comment to my husband that I did a great job, and to, yes, buy me my Cybertruck, go ahead and make some great comments, and I hope that you also subscribe. Thank you.